What's going on, world? It's your boy at Big Game James _36, and this is Big Games B.S, part of Den Media Group, presented by Mentors for the Kids Foundation. Mentors for the Kid Foundation just had a big youth showcase. I cannot wait to spam y'all with all of the fucking updates. Appreciate the people who sent $25 to sponsor a kid to the showcase. You have no idea how much that meant to me and to the kids. It was great. We had some really good athletes, man. We're gonna have to have multiple teams for these young guys. Like, my heart's too big to leave these kids behind. For those who don't know, if you have a business and your business would like to sponsor teams, I'll have a breakdown of costs associated. But just so you know, it's $250 for registration for the kids to be on the team, and each team has about 10 kids. I mean, excuse me, that's a lot. It has roughly 20 kids on it. So that's $5,000 for a team, $1,000 each tournament at max, and if you would like to sponsor a team, if you would like to do a lot of these different things, we are going to be looking for some creative ways to make sure that these young men, and I always talk about it, everything is marketing. So we'll take pictures, we'll do all kinds of different stuff for these kids. So we want the guys around and available. Yeah, man, it is so big that we have everybody's the middle school showcase was so good that it has everybody pumped on the high school showcase. But we'll talk about that a little bit more, I'm sure. Oh, I just thought about it. So it's just me and you again, right? No, Jaden? Yeah. Okay, cool. We'll talk about this a little bit more in a minute. Just give me a second so we can do our announcements. If you want to, you can go to mftkfoundation.com. And yes, we'll get into the FSU talk. I know a lot of people want to know what my opinions are on all of this. A lot of opinions are on these different things. So we will get into a lot of those things. Or you could just hit that QR code right there at your top. Would it be the top right for them? No, it's top right for me. Okay, it's at the top. It's the QR code, wherever it's at. It's opposite it's opposite Jaden. So this is our Jaden right now, if you remember correctly. Because we miss him. My guy took the test. He finds out the results. Is that Thanksgiving? He finds out the results the day before Thanksgiving, what he makes, and we hope I need to make sure he comes to the show and we announce his results live on air. To see if we're losing him to law school or not. But I'm happy for the young man, proud of the young man. Still been doing his job while he's studying for his future. So, hold on, sorry. Looking at some things. All right, so we got we'll talk about the different things here, but I don't know what other events. So we had that going on. Jack sucked. Florida State sucks. Mandarin was off. We will be streaming the game this week. Make sure you check out a lot of the different stuff. But before we get into it and we give you guys a rundown of what the show is going to be about today, let's start our show off the way we start off each and every show with a good old fashioned word of prayer.
You already know what time it is, dog. Thank you, God, for another day. Thank you, God, for another day. Thank you, God. God is great. All the time. All the time. You're right. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Go.
Y'all heard that, man. He said, "You motherfuckers better thank God." So thank him for that. Damn, man, we got so much shit that we got to go over. All right, so to start it off, let's go ahead and we go with our MFTK part of the show. MS again, like a Mentors for the Kid Foundation. Listen, again, as I told you guys, click the QR code. We have it's $250. Well, if you don't want to, I'll let you know a kid you sponsor. If you want to sponsor a specific kid, we'll have the damn rosters listed. What was it like to Make-A-Wish for 50 cents a day? You can help a little colored boy go out there and make some big plays. We got pilgrims too now. We don't have the baddest pilgrims on the planet on my team, for the record. But we have the MFTK high school showcase, and we'll talk about that, and we'll do our Mandarin U preview. Talking about college football, FSU news, AP poll, week 11 top 25 scores, Gators and Mandarin University information with that. We had a catch of the year. We have we talk about B5 a lot, but before we get into B5, we have to talk about who B5 is compared to, and this guy is him. You'll find out here in a second. We got the NFL Sunday scores and updates going into the Jaguars competition, the Colts, the Bills, and Kai being hurt, the Patriots, the toilet bowl battle, where the two sorriest teams in the history of the NFL that are trying to compete for that number one overall pick, somebody had to lose. The Panthers deciding that they want to lose to ass. Seahawks, Sunday Night Football, Derrick Henry. Then we'll do our big games BS. This one sounds amazing, but maybe not good. Two of my favorite desserts and a mashup. It's people dying that's never died before, and I don't even know who this guy is, but Jaden put it in here, and maybe I should know who he is, but I'm assuming this is an OG Wildin segment. So going to start it off, our MFTK high school showcase. We're gonna click on it, Miles, but scroll up. We burying the lead. Like we going too hot on them at first. What we are doing is our rollout of guys who are committed to the showcase. Most of these guys who are committed to the showcase will be on our 5-on-5 team or our 7-on-7 national team. We don't know yet, but they will be on those teams in some capacity, some variation. But as I posted, now is the time to finalize everything and shift the energy to 12:20. The showcase will be 12:20. It will be from 2 o'clock until, but the 7-on-7 national high school showcase part of it will be from 4 to 6. Oh, man, you know what? Just click the big link with Asher, who we'll have Asher's reveal soon as well. That's the quarterback. Click on the other one. Go back. Yep. So my bad. So 2 to 4 p.m. we'll have our 15 U's. So that's basically your 9th and 10th graders, your JV guys. We'll be having those guys come out and compete. We'll have people coming from Savannah, all over Tallahassee, Orlando, Daytona to compete in the 15U competition. We will even have some of our 14U guys come up and try to see what they can do there. Then we have simultaneously, or they're kind of going at each other. We'll have our trenches. So we'll have the big man will be 5-on-5, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Then we will have our 18 youth squad, and that will be 5 to 7:30 p.m. So, and it may go a little bit later, but we will have the lights. It'll be under the lights, and we are going to be getting active for holidays. We will be giving away awards for the best 2028 offensive lineman, 2027 offensive lineman. O-line and D-line will be giving away awards for that. We will be giving away awards for the quarterback, top wide receiver, top DB, and overall MVP. So we'll be having that. And guess what we will have? We will have all kinds of coverage. So you'll see all of that jazz. Miles, I don't know if I posted it on. I'm mad. I don't know if I click on my profile for Twitter so I can show people like a little mini version. We got better media coming out, but like we had about 100 kids at our youth showcase. Man, I want that kid with that MFTK hat. Just keep scrolling now. Like it's gonna be from last night, so keep. Nah, I didn't. Yeah, nah, I didn't post it. It's on my I. Can you pull up the IG? Or no, not on this. Ooh. Oh, all right. Hey, listen. You're a healthy heterosexual male. We don't want to see your algorithm. Algorithm all fucked up. Anyways, my bad, Miles. We didn't want to put you out there. That was nice. That was nice. That was a thick cornbread white. Nothing wrong with that. We'll just stick to what we have right here. So here's what we have committed. Asher will get his rollout, but if you push to the right, Miles, on this, it's $25. You think your kid good? You got the best quarterback in the area, right? Your kid is just getting slept on. Nobody, fine. Is your kid better than the number one player in Arkansas, Hank Hendricks? Top 10 quarterback in the nation, ranked. Rivals on 3. That's the same service now. Rivals on 3, 247. Everybody has Hank Hendricks in the top 10. He will be there. Prove that your kid is better than Hank. Go to the next one. You think your kid is better than the number one player in the state of Alabama? Top edge rusher. Prove it. You got a kid that you think could squabble, could block anybody? Prove it. Block this motherfucker right here. Push the next one. You it's not better. As I tell people in Tallahassee and Jacksonville, being the best player in Tallahassee is like being the tallest midget. You're still short. Come prove that you're better than a 4-star commit to Clemson right here. One of the fastest wide receivers in the nation, Jamarin Simmons. All right, go X out of that so we can go. Oh, my bad. I apologize. It's already there. You number one prospect in the class of 2028. Your kid is like that. Man, he's hype. He's overrated. Blah, blah, blah. Prove it. Lock his ass down. And we'll post it. Shut B5 down. You'll have the internet going nuts. $25. You'll never get this kind of opportunity outside of a showcase camp. This is going to be so concentrated that you can't hide. Even if we have 200 people show up, it's going to be 200 cats. It's called Win Your Rep Showcase for a reason. You're going to get a nice shirt, even if we run out of shirts. This is where you can't hide. You go out there and you find it. We will have overtime, 247, rivals, shit, local cats, flash flicks is going to be documented the whole thing. We're going to have pictures. It's going to be streamed. It's going to be streamed. It's going to be, so it'll be canonized. It's going to be on everybody's social medias. You will either be exposed, you'll be exposed either way. You're going to be exposed to the real or you're going to be exposed to be a fraud. But here's what I do know. If you tuck tail, I don't want to hear that shit no more. I don't want to hear about no vacations. I don't want to hear about I'm going on a snow trip. If you're scared, tell your parents to buy you a dog. That's the way I see it. You either going to be real or you're going to be fake. You can't be scared your whole life. Come out here. I don't want to hear that shit where everybody's saying everybody's sleeping on my kid. Come out here, get reps, go be seen. This is why I tell y'all, Florida State, this is going to be the real. You'll see it. You on blast. You having a hard time recruiting? You ain't got shit. $250,000. $250,000. You'll see how this. We're gonna have 20 names that if you just get them 20 guys, you're gonna be fine. It'll save your job if you get them 20 guys. But it's going to be more coming there. We are dropping the edit for nephew. I need I need this. Like what I'm trying to when I start getting these corners right now, I'm calling them out. Nationally, we got so many tough wide receivers that the corners is scared. You're gonna have to earn that 4 stars. You're gonna have to earn them 3 stars. We taking stars. That's what we're gonna come in and do that. It'll be commented. We're gonna have tons of things that we're gonna be able to have there. I don't want to hear that shit though. If you're scared, go to church. But this is what you're doing. So, like, again, $25. Oh, my bad. Damn. I gotta add one. Shit. My bad. Matter of fact, fuck me. Click St. John Spartans, Miles. Hit the SJ Spartans. Yeah, right there. Scroll down. Hold on. Oh, no, that's a guy who got an offer. That ain't what I'm talking about. Right there, my bad. You the best. You the number one player in North Carolina. You better than the number one player in North Carolina? Prove it. Hey, man, at this point, you will not be able to say you didn't have the opportunity. What you'll be able to say is I didn't come. And if it's a kid, I'm going to tell them the truth about you. I'm going to tell them that your parents were afraid that you weren't any good. And they hid you from that work. That's all I'm saying, man. But all I'm saying is, guys, we got some good cats coming to the showcase. We want to invite you guys to come out and watch. It'll be a good thing. They'll be in the stadium atmosphere. We want to see the competition. We'll have it live streamed here on Den Media Group, and I'll have Jairus, as well as many others coming to do our thing, man. Like I said, you guys know how we get down when it comes to a lot of this stuff right here, but it should be fun. Like I said, if there's anything remotely close to what that middle school showcase was, it's going to be fire. Mandarin University plays the playoffs this week. We play Crestview. We will be playing. It will be streamed here live on Den Media Group. We should have some sponsors. If you would like to sponsor the game, we have packages from $1,500 all the way to $200 per game. You will get all kinds of coverage in the Jacksonville area as well as elsewhere. We'll be doing highlights, doing breakdowns. Make sure you reach out if you would like to have some involvement in that. Crestview is a pretty physical team from out of the Panhandle. We will have Bryson is suspended for this game. And that'd be FSU. Bryson will be suspended for this game. But he'll be a good player. But this is a great opportunity to prove that Mandarin is born to be five. Good stuff. We'll have all kinds of different content that we'll be releasing during the week to get hype for this. All right, going on to the next thing. FSU ball for the people who want to know. If you watched the game, it did not look like this. It looked a lot worse than this. It was the game was 24-10. Clemson beat FSU in primetime in Happy Valley. Probably a good time for people with YouTube TV to not have the thing. It just looked ugly. This game was an amalgam. I think I'm using this word. Amalgamation. Yeah, a grouping of bullshit coming together, and this gets coaches fired, and rightfully so. And this is not any defense of Mike Norvell. Because at the end of the day, attitude reflects leadership, and I do believe in the old adage, you're either coaching it or allowing it. At the end of the day, you put that product on the field. That means you recruited it, whether it be through the transfer portal, whether it be through high school recruiting. At the end of the day, you developed it through play calling. I do want to say the offense at times made absolutely no sense and it looked putrid. But I will say this, the defense is just so, the only thing consistent about them is their inconsistency. And I don't understand it. I never will. The coaches put them in the positions, and sometimes the things did not make sense. But when I see plays there to be made, it really bothers me. Starting in just the lack of tackles. You didn't even pinch the bitch. Guys running through you, and it sucks because you know they have the ability to do this because you saw them do this to Alabama. But that's, tackling is like blocking. It's a motivational thing. It's a thing that's inside of you. I'm going to run through a motherfucker's face mask. Like, you're going to wrap up. You're not getting off of blocks. You're not doing what it is that's necessary to win. You're not playing a brand of football that is mean-spirited. Let me tell you about defensive guys. There's something wrong with them. You got to feel like they're crazy. That's why I didn't play defense in college. I'm not that crazy. I'm going to use a word. Not enough of you listen to it anyway. It's a hard R. Hard R. But you got to be, you know what? No, I'll use my codes. You got to have an IEP to play defense, individual educational plan in high school. If I'm recruiting you, most coaches say, I'm going to go to the guidance counselor's office and I want to see your transcripts. I need to know what your character is. No, I don't. I don't want your character. I don't want guys with good character. I want guys that don't change classes. I want guys that if we didn't give them this opportunity, they might be in jail. And not that jail you get for like beating your girl. I'm talking about mass murderers. I told y'all the story about my teammate Bunk, right? Roger Bunkley. I hope Bunk's doing well in life. He got drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles, I believe, with the 20th pick. Bunk talked to himself. So like when we had freshman tour days, apparently Odell pissed Bunk off. And so I had to go, my body like shut down at freshman tour. I'd never worked that hard in my life. They literally picked me up and dropped me in the ice bath. They dropped me in the fucking ice bath, bro. And I revived eventually. I didn't die, but I had to go back and practice the next day like nothing happened. Now they give you a couple of days off. Then they didn't give a fuck about us. And my coach said he was going to send me back to the projects. I go and get the locker. I'm in my locker. You know, we have our little locker on. They still have the same layout. I go over here, boom, boom, boom. 3 to the right, 2 to the left, 1. Pop open. Grab my stuff. Close it. Bunk is in his locker. And mind you, we don't all have cell phones yet at the time because cell phones are still a rich people's thing. We're all just getting cell phones. And there was no Bluetooth. They didn't even really have earpieces like that. Bunk's having a conversation in his locker. Nothing wrong with talking to you. So I talk to myself all the time. I need expert advice. The problem isn't even when you answer yourself back. It's when you answer yourself back in a different voice. Bunk is like, man, dog, I don't know why he over there trying us like that, bro, man. He think we sweet or something. Man, I know, dog. Who he think we is, dog? Who is this? And I'm sitting here like, hey, look, nothing bad. It's just me and him in there. Ain't no us. Odell ain't say shit to me. This motherfucker is having a full argument about the treatment that another guy had with him, himself, and I. Him, himself, and he. 3 people going toe to toe with each other. So I'm sitting here like, I'm just going to, if I stay still, he won't see me. Bunk was like 6'3", 305 pounds of solid muscle. He was dark as the black part of this microphone. He looked like Green Mile. And I walked backwards very slowly, hoping that Bunk didn't see me because my body had just went through something traumatic and I ain't had the energy to fight that bear. Like, it wasn't going to end well for your boy. Thank God, whatever he was dealing with in that avatar state that he was in kept him over there. But I've also saw him at the Burt. Like, at the Burt, don't bring your girl to the Burt. It's a lot of, like, Miles, remember how we went viral? That's what I want to do. I'm going to make the Burt story. Remember how they did the Freaknik thing and all the distinguished former thoughts? Oh, yeah. Came in unison to stop the showing of this because they told their kids that they was a virgin until they met their dad and they didn't realize that mom was pussy popping on a handstand out there. Well, I'm gonna do one for the Burt. I'm gonna tell you like this, man. If your girl came to the Burt, man, your girl ran through. I'm sorry. I didn't make the rules. I just knew don't bring your girl to the Burt. Anybody come, mamas, sisters, girlfriends, don't bring them to the Burt, dog. Anybody can get it. So Bunk was in the room with a girl. He was on the second floor. And his old lady found out. She comes in there. I know you in there, motherfucker. I know you in there, motherfucker. Come out there. Bam, 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 bam. Open the door. I know you're there. And, because a lot of times y'all women, y'all get very passionate about men cheating on you. Like, whatever. I don't get it, but, cool. Our body, our choice. Just like it's your body, your choice, right? So, like, you don't own the motherfucker, but hey, cool. You feel like that and you did that. But again, remember what I just told you. This man was having a full conversation with his triad, with his triad internally. And was ready to fight him, himself, and he. Man, Bunk opened the door and said, this. You're gonna knock on that door one more motherfucking time. And I'm gonna throw your ass off the top of this balcony. And then slam the door. I saw life process in her. That's when I know people not crazy for real. You're crazy until you meet a crazy motherfucker. All that craziness got spooked right out of her. Like, it was the most insane pill that she ever swallowed. She did this and it froze. And I looked at her. I was like, please don't knock on that door. Please don't knock on, because I'm not getting, you call me a coward, whatever you want to. We had practice earlier that day. There's no need in all of us fighting and getting our asses whooped when you the one who did this shit. So if you want, I said, baby, all I can do is call 911 for you. That's all I can do. But anyways, that happened with that. So I say this to say, I need bunks on defense. I need people like right there. We see this play. I don't even need to see the whole dynamic of it. What could Herb Hand, Mike Norvell, and Gus Malzahn have done better on that play as coaches? I'll wait. This is not saying nothing needs to happen. But what I'm saying is, at a certain point, we need guys who need this. more than they need the attention on social media, more than they need a lot of things that go on in their life. We need guys that are just genuinely ready to make plays and are not too small for the moment. Or the moment doesn't get too big. They piss down their leg. I have video, and there's video of me catching that. Don't get me wrong, it's an intimidating place to play. I've got touchdowns against Clemson. I've got catches against Clemson. I made plays when my number was called. Nothing makes me more mad, too, is when somebody drops the ball and then they do all the theatrics. Bitch, we know you dropped the ball. You're making it worse, man. Get that off of my timeline. That's Herb Hand. That's the old line coach. Like, yeah, man, we dialed that shit up. Randall's about to run to the apartments, and he drops it. Running back's not running. Oh, my bad. Go ahead. Titan. Paying my tithes. Lysistrata is what you're looking for, Titan. The Greek Roman, is it the Roman play, I believe, or is it Greek? No, it's Greek. Greek play. The women grew tired of the men fighting because they wasn't getting no dick. So what they said was, until the men act right, we will make sure that no men get any box until they can learn how to behave. What Titan is suggesting is that, can the women at FSU start holding back the box again from the players? Because Pittman, Lucas, and Tommy shouldn't be getting any box. I agree. I blame women. Money's a motivator and vagina's a motivator. I'm medium handsome. I understand exactly where I am in this world. My kids says, Coach, you think Coach, you ugly. I said, ask your mama. I said, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I know I'm successful. That isn't attractive. I got, like, what does Corey Holcomb say? I got enough money in my right pocket to get 70% of the women on this planet. $200. Especially in this economy. But success for an adult male is different. Success in college is being the most fit, physical freak that you can be. And I know some very ugly people that have beautiful, like my boy, God rest the dead, Big Cuz Mario looked like Joe Camel. You know, the cool cigarettes, Miles? I swear to God, if you look him up, it looked just like Joe Camel, damn near the size of a camel, too. His baby mama is beautiful. She didn't get him, like, he wasn't getting her without being a ball player. I'm not saying she's not golden. She's successful in her own right. But what I'm saying is that something had to attract her, and it was the fact that he was 6'7", and like he was a ball player. But like, that might work, but I don't know what will work for these young men, because at the end of the day, they've all checked out, and they don't even care about making it to the next level. You can't convince me with words that they do, because their actions do not show it. You got to fumble. You're on like the 8-yard line and you fumble the damn ball. Did anybody else see that? They're going in, they're walking into the end zone, and they fumble it. Clemson basically drives down the field. After that, they go and they drive. It's the zone read, the RPO, whatever that shit is. Tommy was not doing his thing. Tommy was not executing. Tommy's not playing bad, but it comes down, Tommy is fucking Trevor Lawrence. There's all kind of excuses that you can make for Tommy, but there is one common denominator. It's Tommy. He's throwing the ball. People are dropping it. Like, that wasn't Tommy's fault that ball was dropped, but there's 1,000 other things that were Tommy's fault. Thousands of them. Let's look at the box. And then push down on the comments so we can see what everything else is. All right. So my bad. Let me pull it up myself because this is um man, again, it's not an excuse. There are no excuses, but I'm gonna tell you this. Like Steven, you're throwing the ball as hard as you can. Yes, quarterbacks do need to throw a catchable football. That's what I always say about Trevor. But if the ball hits your head, you should catch that. You have to catch that because you know what they're not going to say in the NFL when they're doing your evaluation. Damn, that should have been caught. If you didn't, if he just didn't throw the ball as hard, you would have caught it. Like I promise you, that's not how it goes down. And I promise you, if you ask him, he's gonna say, "Damn, I should have caught that shit. I wish I would have caught that shit." And you know what's gonna happen? Clemson's gonna go fuck up, and like there's gonna be some things that they're gonna lose to somebody that shouldn't have. And Deuce is playing like he wants. Like you know what? Deuce is playing like a man who wants to eat. Like his dad ain't like. It's just so infuriating. But looking at the box, what does the box tell us? 23 for 43, 250 yards, 5.8 yards per completion, one touchdown, one interception, 11 carries, 31 yards. I'm gonna be honest with you. What we're looking at right now is a high school football team, a high school offense. What do I mean by that? It's no disrespect to them. Them know those guys' game plan. But these are the stats that you have when you have an athletic quarterback that just wants to run around and make plays. 26 attempts is not good at all. 2, you're leading. The guy who has the most carries should never consistently be your fucking quarterback. That's why they call, what is anybody in the chat tell me, what is the root word for running back? The root word for running is run. The root word for quarterback is the quarter. Don't know what that means. Toby did give a good breakdown of it. But the point is, quarter don't mean run. Running backs run the ball. 11 carries, 31 yards, 2.8 yards a carry. Sam Tingleton, 6 carries, 28 yards, 4.7. A guy's almost getting 5-yard a clip, and you only gave him the ball 6 times? Usman Cromwell, 3 carries, 22 yards, 7.3 yards a carry. I know that's not going to consistently keep up, but you got it. Jalen Lucas on one of them was a gadget plays, 2 carries, 16 yards, 8 yards. The data is basically telling you that everybody else is running the ball at a much better clip than your damn quarterback. Give them the opportunities. And you were playing from down, but it wasn't that bad. The game was never out of control. On the final drive, like one of Florida State's final drive, you had every opportunity to score. And guys just kept dropping the opportunities. Like guys just don't want to make plays. Deuce Robinson had another big game. Randy Pittman, even though we did isolate the drop, had a good game. LaWayne McCoy did some stuff very well. You have the talent. You don't have, but inside, it's like again, it's like Space Jam. Did the Monstars come and take their talent away from them? Because they damn sure ain't got no heart or no head. And that's a problem. Cade Klubnik has looked like ass against everybody else. Except for when he plays us. Then the motherfucker becomes a Heisman Trophy winner. $20 for 27, 221 yards, 8.2 yards. It's like every time they had an opportunity. See, they didn't do great running the ball. But this was a commitment to the run because they knew they played good D. Good D. What do I say in the show about good D and some top? Winning in life. We ain't got no good D and we ain't getting no top. 15 carries, 48 yards, 3.2 yards a clip. 10 carries, 39 yards, 3.9 yards a clip. The difference was with them with a quarterback that was considered one of the best quarterbacks in the nation coming into the game. Supposedly be a top 10 pick. It turns out that's not going to happen. 27 passing attempts to 36 rushing attempts. They played time of possession. Shout out to Florida High's own Tallahassee kid that was there on Tag's first staff. Alonzo Hampton's son. The one we call Filbert. The one we ran out of town when Tag first got here. So you know what? What happened to you fan base people who like to show the vitriol? Some of these guys have kids that we might want. Ashton wanted to go to Florida State, but he couldn't go to Florida State because of how bad we talked about his goddamn daddy who just coached special teams. Ashton Hampton had 10 tackles, 7 solos, 2 passes defended. The boy went to Florida State Developmental Research School. Florida High, FSUS. You know what their mascot is at FSUS? The Seminoles. You know what colors they wear at Florida High? Garnet and gold. Jeremiah Alexander recovered the one interception. One fumble that was in the end zone. Ricardo Jones got the one interception. Total team stats. Florida State outgained Clemson. Better on third downs. Got bullied in time of possession and in penalties. At this point, I ask a lot of questions. Do you want this kid? Nah, we don't like that kid. We think this, that. You don't have the capacity to say that anymore. You need to find guys that you trust that know ball, that know the standard. I like those guys. I really do. Clearly, you probably should listen to people because clearly somebody does not understand the standard because the people that we're putting out there are not getting it done. And we don't have people to replace them to get it done. The standard is the standard, and the standard is over everything. It's not a sometimes thing. It's a every time thing. How you do anything is how you do everything. I'm so tired of I got to play better. If I can say I got to play better 4 times, that means I don't have somebody to replace him, which means I got to do better as a coach replacing him. Willie Taggart had one tonight. He didn't embody it, but he had one of the coldest quotes. Coldest quotes is, your job is to play. My job is to find people who can play. I need to replace you, and it's your job to not get replaced. If I do my job well and you do your job well, we're going to win a lot of games. This is why I say, regardless of how you feel about the tone, regardless of what it is, you need an Antonio Cromartie on your staff. He's not going to always say it the nice, warm, and fuzzy, kind-hearted way, but he's going to say it in a way to get you to respond, or he's going to whoop your ass. One of the two. And I think sometimes that's what you have to figure out. One of the greatest coaching strategies is when you have a guy who they fear you more than they fear anything on that other sideline. Some people will call it a reverence, and it is. A respect, and it is. But it's also a fear. You know why I never fumbled the ball? Had nothing to do with no elite technique. I knew if I fumbled the ball, I would never see the ball again. I feared fumbling. Billy made me do 5 stadiums for 1 drop pass in practice. You know what I never did again? Drop a fucking pass. I caught a pass against North Carolina State with a broken fucking hand. Because I knew if I dropped that bitch, I was going to have stadiums. Words don't mean, this is why when people say, I tell people, don't tell me I'm sorry. Don't tell me you're sorry. Don't tell me anything. Words don't mean anything. Show me. It's because the game of football has changed my life. It matters. And it's just show me. Show me. I don't want to hear about you. I don't need to know that you're going to, we have to respond. No shit. You clearly ain't been listening because you ain't responded to shit. The response is, can you win the rest of your games? Now, I'm going to send people to Virginia Tech because that's what I do. I support the logo. I don't care about who's there. I will support the logo. But I tell you this, if you don't want your ticket, let me know. We're still going to do a drawing on Wednesday. We give away seats. So I still believe that no matter who's there, you want to make sure that the stadium is full. Will you fuck that? Are you trying to fuck responding? Man, are you trying to get your mama out the apartments, or are you trying to put her in a shack? Because a lot of these guys ain't playing like they want to get their mama out the apartments. Steven asked, big game, was Deuce catching the end zone on his hip a touchdown catch? No, he had no control over the ball at any given point. You have to catch it, and it has to be a clear show of control. The ball was moving the entire time, and then when he hit the ground, it looked like it moved more, so it was not a catch, in my opinion. It's unfortunate. What's more unfortunate is some of the things that I'm hearing. Hold on, my bad. My favorite would be James Franklin. I'm still James Franklin would be the guy that I want, and I know a lot of people are talking about that. I have a very, very weird inclination that it's going to be a retread, and we're going to go back, and we're going to participate in the season that never ends. You guys know what season? You know what's always in season? It's always get your girl back season. Maybe the tree is still on the curb. Nothing's more depressing than that. We may end up getting Jimbo Fisher back. A Jimbo Fisher that a lot of fans do not remember the way he started, the way he ended. We just remember the national championship, which is a great honor, and very few people have done that. But do you also know who also was won a national championship? Les Miles, the year after Jimbo Fisher left him. They got better. Coach O won a national championship, doesn't have a job. It's a lot of guys that won one national championship that don't have jobs anymore. You got a guy who had who's well, he can recruit. Yeah, what did he win? What did he win? It took a generational talent at quarterback for him to win a national championship once in a climate that was nowhere near as good as it is now. I mean, a climate that was nowhere that's tougher than it was then. You had to win 2 games to win a natty. Now you have to win more. Anthony Manzano asks, James, are you guys waiting until after the season to fire Norvell, or do you think he gets fired before the Florida game? I think he gets fired before the Florida game. I think he loses again. I don't know what these guys are, and that's sad to say. But I do know money guys want to go to get that. And a lot of people always talk about we can't afford to keep him. We'll lose more money. We can't afford to keep him. We'll lose more money. You know, there's absolutely nobody like that. Like I will have some of the top kids on December 20th. We talked about what would happen if they hire that. Move the needle not one iota. It does not move the needle. A top recruit. He brought in a top recruit, and not B5 kid, because I don't want to ever put words in B5's mouth. What wide receiver has he had get drafted high? Y'all tell me. Texas A&M, offensive guru. Who was the wide receiver? Kelvin Benjamin is the only number one prospect. I mean, the only first round wide receiver he's had. I'm just big game. Give me your on field and off field if you was a head coach. Out of the available guys right now, I take Patricia. But no, he doesn't have any ties to Florida State. But I like what he's doing. What I like but he's a Midwest Northeastern guy. But that would be who I really really would like to get. But I like and hell, Johnny Fapa, his wide receiver coach was Dawsey, and everybody hated Dawsey too. I'm going with Franklin, as a guy who I knew, as a guy you know. OC. I go get Pitt's OC. I get Cade. Cade is young, energetic, from Florida, Jacksonville area. Ironically, his dad was a legend at Florida, but that was his daddy. Running backs coach, I get Carlos Lachlan. Carlos knows how to recruit, but you ain't getting Carlos to leave Ohio State. But I get tight ends coach. Don't care. Running back coach, tight ends coach, most useless position coaches anyway. Wide receiver coach. I go to the NFL to get a wide receiver coach, if I'm being honest with you. O-line coach. Actually, OC, if you can, what was that school in Texas? I can't think of the name of it. Can't think of the name of it right now. Defensive coordinator, Cincinnati. Hope they fire Fickle. and go get him. Bring me the meanest defensive coordinator you can find. But that's all depressing though. Because again, I don't like talk about firing people. I don't like imaginary. I don't like imagining putting people through one of the worst things you could put people through. You know, like there's other things in the world that like you want to do, but like right now, um, the program definitely needs to shape up. Juwan would, you know what that would be? I take him as a tight ends coach or a wide receivers coach. Juwan Sider. Hmm. Yeah, man. I don't understand the Jimbo thing. I'm not mad at the Jimbo thing. Like I'm not mad. I don't hate Jimbo. I just remember that for most of the time that Jimbo was there, we weren't really vibing like that. So yeah. But off field, I've already told him I'd hire. One of the things that for the only thing I don't understand, and maybe a booster can reach out to me that listens to this. This could be my 8 o'clock, and then we're gonna get off of Florida State and go talk about some other shit that's less depressing. So 20 years ago, I believe it's December. What's that? Hold on, I'm gonna tell you the exact date because that's how. Mic check, mic check. December 3rd, 2005. Does anybody know what happened? They said we're good, Moss. December 3rd, 2005. Does anybody know what happened on that date 20 years ago? December 3rd, 2005. Um, December 3rd, 2005 was the first ever ACC championship game. First ever ACC championship game. And do you know who won the first ever ACC championship game? Not the first ever ACC title, but the first ever ACC championship game. Florida State won the first ever ACC championship game against Virginia Tech with Marcus Vick. 20 years ago, we have honored some of the, not dumbest, because I don't want to disrespect my OGs. We have honored lesser teams than that accomplishment at Florida State. We've never had a 5-year reunion. We've never had a 10-year reunion. We've never had a 15-year reunion. We've never had a 20-year reunion. Not one of the ACC championship teams that I played on have ever had a formal reunion. That's not just me. It's probably some other teams that have never had these things. These things that will probably bring joy to the fan base because nobody is like, we ain't winning shit. I say that to say is I, for the life of me, do not understand why we only give, like, I have access. I think my access is because of my mouth more than anything else. But why is it just reserved for certain players? And I bring this up because Peter Warg is at every fucking FSU game on the sideline. Y'all have heard him. Who does Pete call to get hotel rooms from? Who does Pete do a lot of this? Like, Pete, what? Pete, did they call you with Travis Hunter? Nah, man, they ain't never even hit me up, dog. I don't even know, bro. Like, they never hit me. Wait, we had 2 live streams. They ain't never hit me, dog. Pete's, why isn't he involved in recruiting? Why is it just reserved for certain people? And I get some of it. We want to have respectable guys. Michael Irvin was sucking dick for crack. You know what whose sideline he's on every weekend? Like, bruh, invite everybody. Recruit legacies. You get 105 Schollies now. Hey, man, what's going on, Aaron? What's Florida State doing, dog? Do they want you, bro? Man, they they ain't really like, nah, man, we like him, but we not doing. Bitch, get him. It's worse on our roster. We have so many ways to make us better that we just don't do. And like, ew, I ain't no streaming. I had 2 of those. Yeah, yeah, that stink. Like, what? Like, they just did it this morning. I'll make sure. Hold on, Montroy click that up there. I'm gonna tell you, like, some of these just don't remember P Dub, but see what happens is everybody. It's not even so much that people remember Pete. Oh, I see it now. It's not so much that people remember Pete as much as it is that the people around remember Pete. When Pete walks around, the world stops. Every year, Chad Johnson puts out that Peter Warg is the greatest wide receiver to ever play college football. But that would be my one. So when we talk about off-field staff, I think you can hire a combination of people who are qualified with people who actually have the cachet to be able to do things. You've got guys like Snoop Menace. Like, Snoop's a little banged up, so he can't. But like player relations, player things of that nature, like, you hire these guys, and I promise you it will help. And Pete don't even really be asking for no bread like that. Peter do it for the culture. He do it for the Ray J, the love. And but never. That's again. Those are not my frustrations, my questions. I allow people to do what they're good at, and I don't have any questions with any of their stuff until it becomes a reason to have questions for it. All right, let's get out of this depressing shit. Bottom line is, we have every way to get what we need to get out of this. We just have to go out and do what we need to do. Gingerverse, you must be behind, but in 2005, I one thing James Anthony Coleman II, Carmen Angela Adams' baby, has never done is lose to Georgia Tech. AP top 25 poll, looking good. Miami's at 16. The ACC. We'll see where we come in the we'll see what we get when the college football rankings come out. Remember, on Wednesday we also will be a little bit later because we have to record a show for the Gator Bowl because of Tuesdays now. But Georgia Tech looks like, wait a minute, where? Oh, UVA did lose the Wake Forest, so the conference is wide open. But it looks like Georgia Tech will win, which means I will probably be shit. I might not be able. I won't be able to go to the ACC championship. Damn, I forgot. Shucks, that stinks. Dadgummit. But Georgia Tech, that'd be Georgia Tech. A Georgia Tech Louisville game would be interesting. In the ACC championship game. But guys who recruit differently than us. They value relationships. They listen to people who are experts in their areas and can tell you things about kids that can't nobody else tell you. Man, just yeah. So, all right, on to the next thing, Miles, please. Shit giving me a fucking ulcer. Just college football scoreboard. USC made Northwestern. Oh, Northwestern's gotten better. USC 38 to 17. USC is quietly getting back to where Lincoln Riley was supposed to have them to. Ohio State continue to prove that they're the best team in the nation. Indiana was in a not necessarily, was Penn State played them better than I thought. Actually, no, my bad. It was that catch. Did you see the catch, Miles? Dude sounded like he was having a fucking stroke. But Indiana won in a last play of the game, beat Penn State. The guy that y'all want, that the guy that got fired, that a lot of FSU fans want, that had every resource available to him in top recruiting classes, could not win shit. And a coach from Duke came in and is showing him how to do what he need to do. 38 to 17. Alabama has looked like a completely different team, even though that game was putrid against LSU. Georgia beat Mississippi State. Ole Miss did what they need to do in terms of the Citadel. The Mormons, I'm assuming, lost to Texas Tech. You gotta scroll down, Miles. Oregon, ew. Oregon in a very Iowa football game. Navy's gone down and Army's sad, but Notre Dame making them look good. Wake Forest beat Virginia in a stinky game. Cal beat Louisville. Cool. Vandy in a shootout against Auburn. Maybe we do need to fire our coach. You fire your coach? Johnny, if I put James Franklin, the guy you was, can we put? Did James Franklin? Did Penn State not go to the? Was Penn State not one play away from the national championship last year? Is that was I? I'm the only one who lives. Stop. That's a lazy. Nothing make. This is an intelligent debate. I like arguments. I like when people. I don't even want to talk about it. Go to the next thing. People keep saying that shit about James Franklin. How many games do you have to win from the beginning of the college football playoff to get to the damn national championship game? Because excuse me if I'm wrong, you got to win at least 2 games against really tough teams in order to be able to get to that fucking position to be able to lose. Like, you keep saying that shit because you got to be listening to these dumbass smart people. That's the only way it works. Because the argument doesn't make sense just on last year. alone. Just on last year alone, it makes no sense. For the climate in which we want to go, that's the case. And the only teams that he hasn't beat are some of the best collection of talent that Ohio State has had. Like, shit, Indiana coach hadn't won a game that mattered either. It's only two coaches that are around. Wait a minute, is it two? Nick Saban took all the damn natties with him. The fucking dude who looks like a midget is supposed that Nebraska's supposed to be a top coach. He actually hasn't won shit. The coach of Indiana actually hasn't won shit. Actually, excuse me, he's won more playoff games than Jimbo Fisher. That's the fact. Hard fact. Argue that shit. Who's won the? Let's pick the coach who's won the most college football playoff games. I will. That's who I want. Bring me a coach who's won a college football game, college football playoff game. That's somebody who's won shit. Matter of fact, you know who fits that category? If I remember correctly, no, did Dilly lose in the first round or did they win? And he can recruit, and not just recruit, he can develop players. How many Penn State defensive players are in the league right now? Give me James Franklin with an offensive coordinator. Or I'll take Jimbo, but you better bring me the best offensive coordinator that money can buy, because what I don't want is Jimbo calling plays, because he clearly doesn't do that very well. He got my coach fired. Yeah, I don't know when he's done it well outside of Jameis Winston. Because I do know this. When he was the offensive coordinator at Florida State, the motherfucker got Bobby fired. Florida State got their asses whooped. Florida State got their asses whooped by Clemson, but Clemson is still a respectable team. But because this guy was the defensive coordinator that got Florida State back on track, I would say Mark Stoops in this win as a win over Florida. Even though my kid Tramel was got a chance to play in this game. Kentucky beat Florida down. Good for them. Mad about it. I'm just whatever, dog. Whatever, man. Fuck these people, man. Fuck college football right now. I'm not gonna let these kids. Actually, you know what? James Franklin ain't beat nobody. You know what? We ain't played nobody. James Franklin would beat all them motherfucking nobodies. I tell you what, you know who James Franklin isn't losing to? A weak ass Clemson. He's not losing to Virginia. He's not losing to some of these teams that we play. That's the catch right there. Go ahead and my bad. Run that beautiful bean footage. Now watch this toe tap. Did he get both? He got both. That's good in the NFL. Holds on to the ball. Good. I thought it was with no time left, but that's still tough to beat. Very good. Very good catch. That is a catch of the year candidate. I like that. Let's talk about a guy who broke an Ohio State record. Oh no, my bad. He didn't. Damn, some of these guys are like that. Wait a minute. Games to reach 20. Oh, my bad. No, he did break a record. Imagine scoring average and a touchdown a game in your college career, and you still aren't even done with year 2. That's what Jeremiah Smith has done. 25 games, 25 touchdowns. Elite. This is where that rule that you have to play 3 years in college needs to be amended. Like Jeremiah Smith, number 1 overall pick this year. I'm going to the NFL. Let's check out the Sunday scores. The Falcons decided to fuck up my parlay early by losing to the Colts 25-31. Daniel Jones didn't play his best game, but played well enough to win. And then Jonathan Taylor. I just want to say Jonathan Taylor Thomas. I don't know why, but JTT is amazing. And that's dope. New Orleans decided to kick the Panthers while they were down 17-7. The Bears are looking good. with the dude who paints his fingernails. They beat the Giants 24-20. The Texans took the Jags from when Jags were whipping the Texans ass until they weren't. Dolphins somehow to beat the shit out of the Bills. The Ravens beat the hell out of beat the Vikings 27-19. Excuse me. The toilet bowl. The Jets in a battle with the Browns for who can show that they're the worst. The Jets decided to win 27-20. Miles' Patriots balling like they. I told you, Miles. I told you they were going to beat the Buccaneers.
Oh yeah.
28-23. Seahawks 44-22. Rams 42-26. The Lions 44-22 against the Commanders, who are injury beat up, and the Chargers beat the Pittsburgh Steelers 25-10. Yes, Jonathan Taylor Thomas was the white boy from Home Improvement. What else does Jaden have here? Why does it have this on there? We just read the scores. Yeah, I don't know why I posted that twice. Going into the Jaguars game, talking about bullshit. Jaguars lost 36-29. I was at my camp. I mean, at the showcase, and I was happy. No, I was happy they were winning. Like, you know what? The best way. Let's go look at. Let's not just look at. We gotta look. We got to go OBGYN on the box. That's a Sunday. Like, I want people to defend me the way they defend Trevor. You say anything about Trevor, and it's like, you can't say that Trevor is a good man. That's a good man. He loves Jesus. He's a good father. He does get. I don't care.
It was so awful. It was so hard to watch. I'm like, how are we winning? Everybody else is showing out except for the offense, except for Trevor.
It's like you can legit look at it and be like, hey, whose fault is this? Yes, the defense fucked up, but you got to play top. You got to play all these different things. So, what if I told you? I got to do the voice of the remember what was it? The ESPN 30 for 30s. They always said, "What if I told you that a team could be up by a team could be up by 19 points going into the fourth quarter and lose." The Jags were 40 seconds away from beating a team and keeping up pace with the Indianapolis Colts. But they lost. The Jags almost reset the PlayStation. They were up 17-0 in the second quarter. They went into halftime 20-10, winning 20-10. In the NFL, if you get up 3 scores, you're not supposed to lose. Except for the Jags. They could figure out a way to fuck up a wet dream. Your Trevor Lawrence was 13 for 26, 158 yards, 6.9 yards on average, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Travis Etienne had 16 carries for 58 yards, 1 touchdown. They did try to commit to the run. It did not move as much as they wanted to, but it was enough. 94 yards was enough. Jacoby Myers came in, 3 catches, 3 targets. Parker Washington was a lot of stuff overthrown by him. Austin Tremble, 2 catches, 33 yards. The defense struggled as they were getting lit up by a quarterback that none of you guys knew of in Mills. 27 for 45, 292 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Woody Marks had 14 carries for 63 yards. None of these guys are on any of your fantasy football teams. Nico Collins did well, 7 catches, 136 yards, balling, cooking our DBs.
This was all after halftime.
Yes. The defense was doing fine, but what happens is when you're up, you got to take your ball and go home. And it's not just me who's tired of Trevor. The king, I like to move it, is tired of Trevor too. Trevor, you have to limit, this is not shown in the box score, but Trevor's fuck-ups, you got to limit it to 5. And nobody fucks up the way that Trevor does. Nobody in the moment. So Daniel Jones The Falcons figured they had it. And Daniel Jones, who sucks, by the way. Not like now he doesn't, but I'm just saying, up to this point, Daniel Jones was the epitome of awful quarterback who is the comparison to Trevor Lawrence. Trevor, he looks like he belongs. Have you ever just forget what you think about the Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence and forget all of this stuff? Have you watched the man when the game is on the line? Even when he won against the Chiefs, he tried to, his body betrayed him and tried to not win. He fell down 3 times. It looks awkward.
Daniel looks confident.
He doesn't ever, Trevor never looks confident or competent. Even if you just bet the game and you took the points or whatever, you took whatever the spread was, right? Because it was 1.5. You would have been good. Trevor is the one thing football 101. You know what you can't do when you're down with 7 seconds. You know what you can't do? And you have a kicker that you know has made a 70-yard field goal. All you have to do is get, like, so the first one, hands to the face, get you fucking out of it. But it's 7 seconds. From I-9 to the NFL. Do you know what they tell a quarterback when you're down points and you don't have any timeouts? Do you know what you cannot do? Do you know what you can't do? Get fucking sacked. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, oh, the line sucks if they were blocked, man. Okay, we knew they sucked when we were up by 19 points. This man not only gets sacked, he tries to pretend like he's throwing the motherfucking football. And you know what happens when he tries to do that? He fumbles it, and it's a thick 6. A fat man got the ball and ran to the end zone. People want to give us next. Just after in the fourth quarter, Trevor was pressured on 100% of his drops and blah, blah, blah. Bitch, you got to get rid of the ball in 2.3 seconds in the NFL. We talk about that shit every day. Trevor, if you get into the back of your drop and you don't know where to go, that either means the shitty play calling or you don't know what the fuck you're doing. It's always someone else's fault when it comes to Trevor.
I mean, Parker Washington, him running back. Special teams was doing their thing. Everything was in line for Trevor. He just, I guess not having a number 1 receiver is one thing, but the other players were balling
out. Yeah, man. Like, Mac Jones didn't have these issues. That's all I can say, man. Yeah, Mac didn't have those issues. So, I just can't believe they lost. I just don't understand.
Win probability was 98.4%.
We'll always find a way. Always something new with the Jags. That was the JP Shadrick thing. Go back. Awful collapse. Yeah, my bad. No, that wasn't the one, but just terrible, man. Johnny Five, are you Jimbo? Are you Jimbo? That's got to be Jimbo. There's no way you believe that in your heart. I hope he does, though, but there's no way you believe that based upon the information that Jimbo's going to get this shit right at Florida State. He couldn't get the shit right at Florida State when he left. He left. He said he didn't have the resources, and then he got the resources, and then get that shit. Texas A&M look the best they've ever looked. Final, man, Falcons collapse again. I'm just tired. Football, I hate football. All good, but yeah, going to the just go to the next thing, man. This is depressing. The Falcons really lost me money, but knowing that Daniel Jones is good really makes me upset. Oh yeah, Jonathan Taylor Thomas, grown ass man. I used to call it BAM. And BAM stands for badass motherfucker. And you just gotta understand that he is him, and like the yards. But we'll go Daniel Jones, 19 for 26, 308 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 100.6 passer rating. That's amazing when you have to say, I just want my quarterback to be more like Daniel Jones. Jonathan Taylor Thomas, 35 touchdowns, 286 total yards, 83-yard touchdown run, 3 touchdowns. He is the MVP. He is bringing running blacks back into vogue. He's going to get paid. Good shot for him. Players with 7,000 rushing yards and 70-plus total touchdowns before they turn 27. The only, you know what the three have in common? Hall of Fame, Emmitt Smith, Jim Brown, LT. Jonathan Taylor is all on that, going to that, is in that next thing. He's the first running back to rush for 1,000 yards this season, and there's 7 games left. Jesus. He's going to do numbers. But that was like what Saquon was doing last year, right?
Yeah.
So some of the very most games with 3+ touchdowns, 3+ scrimmage touchdowns in a single year the last 50 years. LT had 6. JT has 5. Marshall, man, that is rarefied air. Those are some cats that he's being compared to. Going to a game that I just would have never, you could have like told me to bet the mortgage on this, and I would have never thought that this would happen. Miami ran over, around, and through the Bills. Josh Allen threw for 306 yards, 2 touchdowns, but he had 2 turnovers in the loss. I would have never thought that my quarterback coach would win that. 195 yards after contact by Devon, 165 yards rushing, 30 yards receiving against the Bills, the most any Dolphin player has had since 2017. He forced a career high 11 missed tackles, gaining 100 yards after forcing a missed tackle.
Stuff always happens between the Dolphins down here. Last year,
Mm.
Devon he's not gonna last. Miami's gonna run him into the dirt because they're garbage. And he's gonna look at this, crazy. The whole team.
Okay. Yeah. Like that's definitely don't have no wide receivers. Definitely don't have a lot of stuff. But you know who has a lot of things that are going well? The Patriots. They have at 7 in a row. 7 wins. Cardi B's boyfriend, Stefan Diggs, and Demario Douglas from Mandarin University, and Terrell Jennings. They are 2 games ahead of everybody in the AFC. Kudos to them.
That's crazy.
Would have never thought that going into this season. See, this is where people start messing up. Through 22 career games, who would you think was better, Thomas or Drake? Tom Brady.
Oh, through his first 22 games,
Uh huh.
that first year was really bad.
Yes, and everybody gives him the credit, right, for winning Super Bowls, and it's the kicker
Yeah,
and the defense.
like the kicker and the defense.
But he has a better completion percentage. He's averaging 2 less yards per game, but they have the same amount of passing touchdowns and 32. So pretty good way to get compared to. Pretty good person to be compared to. The Jets defeat the Browns. 2 first quarter special teams touchdowns from some dude with a Black Panther name on a 99-yard kickoff return. Isaiah Williams, 74-yard punt return. The first feat since 2003. Brees Hall added 42-yard touchdown reception from Justin Fields, and the Browns suffered 3 first half turnovers for the Jets to take care of business and get that W. Justin Fields didn't even have 100 yards passing. He was 6 for 11, 54 passing yards, 28 rushing yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. These guys are putrid. That class, that was him and Trevor Lawrence were supposed to be 2 generational talents at quarterback. Neither are anything like that. Another generational quarterback that continues to suck is the petite princess in Carolina. Go Saints. They won. Underdog NFL tweets out Tyler Show. You know who they said he sucked? You know who's better than him? Deion's boy. But Deion's boy would not have done this, or we don't know. 19 for 27, 282 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, no interception, 128.9 passer rating in his first Saints rookie quarterback to win a game since 1981. So good for him. That was an insane stat. The Panthers beat the one. Oh man, that was old. That was supposed to be a layup for them. Seahawks beat down the Cardinals 44-22. A lot of points scored, not enough defense. Think you need to get that down a little bit more. Jackson Smith is continuing to prove that he's that Ninjimba with 1,000 yards receiving. And again, in the amount of games, he it's going to be between him and Jonathan Taylor Thomas. But it's going to be hard to not give it to the Ninjimba though. Sunday Night Football, Chargers improved to 7-3, beating the Pittsburgh Steelers. You know who the Chargers face next week? The Jacksonville Jaguars. Aaron Rodgers, 16 for 31, 161 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Running game was pretty good, 14 carries, 70 yards. Just nobody outside of that. Chargers 20 for 33, 221 yards passing by Justin Herbert, 1 touchdown. Vidal continuing to do things, and some dumbass did not keep him as a starter on his fantasy football, but he had 25 carries, 95 yards, 1 touchdown. Lad McHunky, 4 catches, 107 yards. White boys from Georgia continuing to dominate. Quentin Johnston, 5 catches for 42, doing numbers. The Chargers looking good in the AFC. That like if the Colts win, I believe that I think that it's setting up for a crazy finish in the AFC. I don't think the Colts are good enough to win. I think the Colts are like the Detroit Lions last year. Good run game, pretty good defense. When they face some adversity in playoff ball, I think they'll fall. Derrick Henry finally has more NFL rushing yards than in high school. It took him 10 years to get that, but Derrick just eclipsed the 12,000-yard rushing mark. He had 12,124 yards in 4 seasons in high school. He has 12,127 rushing yards in 10 NFL seasons. I wonder, when you add up all the yards that Derrick has, how far has he gone? And how many carries, and how he continues to be able to do what he does lets me know this man is an alien. And it does not make any sense. Kudos to Yulee High School's own Derrick Henry. So now we have this. One of my favorite things, I eat it year round, but I definitely always get it during the holidays. Banana pudding.
Oh, I do. Well, it depends where you get it, right?
Well, I'll eat some from Bono's or something, but that's that stepped on banana pudding. Like, fellas, I have a saying, know your worth. If she gives you banana pudding with vanilla wafers, you're the side dude. She doesn't care about you like she said she cares about you. And you know what? You know how you know they care about you? They put shortbread, chessman cookies to be exact, But if she goes and buys a box of truffles and makes you a banana pudding on that, you're the main man in her life. She loves you. Cherish that woman. But, vanilla wafers is it's not what it used to be. I also love red velvet cake. I like cream cheese icing. I'm a sucker for it. But I like people who make the real red velvet cake because some of y'all just put red food coloring in chocolate cake. And I don't want that. I want it to taste like red velvet cake. But let's see what we're getting here. And as a man who is hungry, this is going to be difficult to watch. But I can't wait for the show to end so I can go find me something to nourish my body.
Let's make something out of nothing. Today we
You can play it.
pudding. This is truly the best of both worlds. If you're a fan of red velvet cake and you like banana pudding, you're gonna love this one.
We're gonna start this off by using some box cake mix. You can make it homemade, but I'm trying to keep it simple today. Just add in all the ingredients on the box and make it as normal.
Then add that to a baking pan and just pop that in the oven.
Now it's time for the pudding. We're gonna do a mix of vanilla and banana. I feel like it balances the flavor good. Go ahead and stir that cold milk in and keep going until it starts to thicken up a bit. Once that thickens up, go ahead and set that in the fridge.
Now for the second part of the pudding mixture, we're gonna mix together some whipped cream cheese, a little sweetened condensed milk, hit that with some Cool Whip, and a shot of vanilla extract.
Mix that up good and give it a taste. It sure resembles something similar to like a fluffy cheesecake batter. We're gonna add that mixture into our
so he
pudding,
does it the right
fold
way.
that in, and then we'll have our final product. Now it's time to go ahead and start slicing your bananas up. And listen, it's called banana pudding for a reason. Bananas going banana pudding is not up for debate. For the red velvet cake, you're gonna cut that into squares. You can make them small, you can make them big. It's completely up to you.
Now it's time to assemble to the bottom of your preferred dish. You're gonna add on a layer of pudding. Then we're gonna hit that with some vanilla wafers, throw on some chessman cookies.
Okay.
After that, go ahead and grab the bananas, throw those on, hit it with the red velvet cake crumbles. We're gonna add a layer of pudding and repeat. Then you're gonna decorate it, make it look fancy. You eat with your eyes first, and that's about it. All right, y'all.
I get a scoop. Give me 2 scoops.
Yeah, I wish they sold it.
Yeah, I'd rock with it. I'd rock with that. Somebody had Miss Ann. Do you know who I was? The only thing that Bobby lied to us about. Well, technically Bobby didn't lie. Miss Ann lied. Miss Ann did not make the banana pudding.
Let's make something out of nothing.
Their food was catered when you go to Bobby's house on your official visit and for senior day. It's very disappointing when you find out. It's why it wasn't really that good. But I'd get a scoop. That's about all I would get. Like I couldn't do too much. But let's go to the next thing. R.I.P. Yeah, that's a lot of people died, but the guy who made the NFL what it is, Paul Tagliabue, died. Died yesterday morning. He was age 84. He had heart failure due to Parkinson's disease. The guy was. Do I still have my NFL football somewhere in my house with his name on it? There was also a basketball guy died yesterday. Excuse me. People dying that's never died before. Does anybody watch Black Ink? The guy like they do like the tattoos and shit. But Max B links up with Shadur Sanders and Method Man at a Jets game. So, did you know Method Man likes to dabble as a photographer?
I could imagine.
So like we were all shocked that Marshawn Lynch did it, but Method Man does that. He has his the vest on. But
He got the official NFL.
Mhm. yeah. So that was kind of cool. But he's a Jets fan, so kudos to him for loving the lovable losers. And all that jazz, man. So outside of that, man, cool stuff. Cool stuff. I good stuff. Like a lot of content is going to be coming out from the 7-on-7 stuff. So the Monday, I'm sorry I went very, very long on the FSU stuff. I thought I went too long. I was getting aggravated. FSU and the Jags both aggravated the fuck out of me. Like, it's not so much losing happens. I've seen 7-6 seasons. I've seen 6-6 seasons. Those things happen. But it's the way that they don't know what they want to be.
Yeah.
And that's the aggravating part. So just remember, tune in on Wednesday. We are getting, I mean, we're still inching close. We're still not where we need to be at for the YouTube channel. But we're at 6,122 people. Subscribe to the channel. That means we're 178 away from the next giveaway. Would love nothing more than to be able to give the people what they want in terms of that. So check us out so we can grow the channel. So tell a friend to tell a friend. Right now, with just Miles, wave it over the eye so I can see. With just the people on Twitter. We could get well over that with just the people watching this on Twitter right now. So take a gander, come over there, subscribe, hit the like button, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. Wednesday, we will be giving away a pair of tickets to the FSU Virginia Tech game. And giving away a couple pairs of tickets. And we're going to be doing some other different things in the community. If you would consider, again, donating to a kid for a spot for the 7v7 showcase, or trying to sponsor a kid for going to participating in our 7-on-7 team. So appreciate everybody for doing the different things that they do, taking time out of your day to watch us. Thank you for chopping it up with me, and we will see you guys next time.